Hello, this is one of Jackie's moments. We were quite excited because yesterday we was actually working with a reporter. Why was we working with a reporter? Well, because of this book. We're trying to get this out there so people can understand what I did within the prisons. But especially, I need you to help me to get this book out there. What I found in the prisons absolutely shocked me. I did not realise when I went into that prison what I was going to find. I just thought that I was going to see a few people with a few disabilities and that was about all. But this book tells you 23 stories. These were just a few of what I picked. There were thousands of stories that I had. These are about dyslexia. This is about head injury. This is about ex-army men ending up in prison. We need your help to make this book go. We need people to understand what is happening in our prisons. The mothers that I spoke to of these sons in the book, they had been trying for years to get help, and yet nobody understood, nobody helped. One of the stories I tell you about is a guy who had a head injury at the age of 11. Now, I didn't meet him until he was in his 40s in that prison. And he had been in over 40 odd prisons, not just one, 40. And he'd been going in and out since he was 15, 16. When I worked with him, one workshop, that's all it took, one of my workshops, to work with him, for him to understand his disabilities. That's what he needed to do. He needed to understand it. He needed to understand what the root of the problem was. And in one session, he came back the next day and he was so different. And in fact, from then we trained him to be a mentor. Then he actually went into the prison where the youngsters were. The prison officers actually gave him a room. This is amazing what actually happened to this guy. And these are the stories that I want to share with you. But I just want people to understand that so many people in prison, 53% is what I found, had learning difficulties. That's what this book is about. We have to help these people. We have to have our children diagnosed early. We have to work with them early so that they don't end up there. So many men, so many men in there I met try to pass the driving theory test. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. They just couldn't pass it. The men that was working on building sites, there was 450 I interviewed, but only 50 had got the CSCS card. So the other 400, every time they went to a building site, they were told they didn't have a job unless they have this card. So many entrepreneurs, businessmen I met, who, again, brilliant ideas, fantastic ideas, but when it came to filling in the tax forms, they didn't have a clue. And of course, as you know, they are too embarrassed to tell anybody. And these are the sorts of things that I was looking at. The entrepreneurs in the prison, the people who just wanted some help to learn to read and write so that they could turn their life around. I taught 10 prisoners to become teachers. 5 of them, 5, had learning difficulties and the other 5 didn't. And I put the 10 together. I wanted the guys without the understanding of disabilities to put them together. I wanted them to see how they were going to write lesson plans, what they were going to do, how they were going to put this course together to help other people. And of course, what these men did, 10 went through that course, 10 passed, but most important is the fact is the assessors could not tell who were dyslexic and who wasn't. Now, so many of my teachers had actually gone on to actually work in charities, so they're helping other people. And this is what, again, this book is about. It tells you their stories, it tells you where they're ending up. So please, I need your help. Can we get this book out there selling? This is Jackie Hewitt-Main, and I really, really thank you for listening, and I hope that you can help me get this book out there. Thank you very much.